From our studio in Southern California, the hotbed of car culture, covering all things automotive. Welcome to In the Garage with Dennis. Here's your host, Dennis Pitzenbacher.
Welcome to The Garage with Dennis. This is our season finale. We've had a ton of fun over the last year, but now it's time for us to take a peek back into history and the people, the places, and the personalities. We've had so much fun over the last year. We do want to make sure and thank Craftsman Made to Make, and of course Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms. Now we're going to go back to our first episode at Galpin Auto Sports. Let's take a peek. What has been the biggest hurdle to overcome on any of these cars? Is there one piece that was so hard to find? I mean, I love the story. I keep going back to the Orbitron, literally being found behind a Tijuana whorehouse, basically.
Right.
That was probably maybe the funniest story to find one of these cars, but there has to be one piece of the puzzle of one of these cars that was just, either, that thorn in your side, so to speak.
With Orbitron, the hardest part of the entire build was finding the television that went inside the car. Because that's something, that when you look back through the evolution of electronics and all that stuff, the little micro TVs and stuff just came in and went out so fast. And nobody cared, and they just threw them away, and we went on to the next thing. So finding some poor dude that's held onto this TV since 1964, to get that is remarkable. And honestly, eBay has helped and hindered the whole thing, equally. Whereas you used to be able to go to a swap meet and find really bitchin' stuff. Now everybody's selling all their bitchin' stuff online, so it moved the price up a lot. But on the other hand, when you need a television, you just punch in what you need and save the search, and it finds you. It took 2 years, but that's how it has to work.
Welcome back. That was a great time out at Galpin Auto Sports. I definitely want to thank them for letting us get into the private collection and letting us play around with even the gasser with Steve Carpenter. But now on to an episode I had a ton of fun at. We went out to Irwindale Event Center and I got to drive a super late model. If you know me, you know I love circle track racing. Let's take a peek. And Ryan, I want you to break it down what I'm going to go through, and this is the ultimate driving experience.
This is the ultimate adrenaline rush, an ultimate driving experience. That is correct. Well, it's going to start off in a 450 horsepower, 2,500 pound stock car. They're considered super late model stock cars, which basically it's a two-frame perimeter chassis with fabbed upper and lower control arms. It's a crate motor. They're a ton of fun. It's on a 10-inch tire, and you're going to haul around this track.
All right, we're about ready to get embarked on my 20-lap adventure, and we'll see how good I do in an asphalt car.
And we're going green, 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 green. It's out from one. Number 3, you can make the pass. Number 3, you can make that pass. Good job, buddy.
That truly was a great time. That super late model was so much fun, and I have to give myself a little credit. It was passing class, but I do have a lot more experience behind the wheel than some of the guys that were on track with me. Now on to one of my favorite episodes with a futurist, Gale Banks at Banks Power.
Pikes Peak is a magic place. It's the most dangerous event I've ever been involved in. I saw this diesel going up the mountain. It performed real well, but there was so much diesel smoke in the air. I thought, why would anyone inject that much fuel into an engine only to have it go through and no horsepower being produced? That diesel smoke in the air is horsepower you can see, but not use.
I can see the wheels turning in your head when you saw that. Like, you were probably watching that go up the mountain going, I know I can triple his horsepower, maybe even quadruple it.
Well, you want to keep it reliable. This thing, This thing is about 2,400 horsepower, and when we turn on our straight shot injection, our methanol and water, it's 2,800 horsepower.
It was so much fun spending time with Gale Banks, walking through his shop, seeing what he does with his military applications, all the way up to that 1,800 horsepower second-gen Camaro. But before we move on, I want to talk about one of my sponsors, Royal Purple. Not only has Royal Purple spent their time supporting our show, but also even my personal racing program. So we definitely want to make thanks to them. Whether it's diesel, gas, automatic transmission, lubricants, make sure and check them out at royalpurple.com. But now, let's move on to what I love best, playing with cool toys. Let's take a peek.
If it wasn't for the friends in the industry, I wouldn't get to drive stuff like this. So without further ado, I'm gonna go have some fun and hopefully not lose my license, right?
Right.
Right, okay. Standard arm out driving position. I may survive, I may not. And I got the keys. So what do you say you and I jump in and have a little fun? I like it. As we're sitting in Ed Iskandarian's 1937 El Mirage car, but unfortunately, all good things come to an end. There is nothing better than playing with cool cars, except for playing with cool tools. Craftsman and their support of our show has been so instrumental in getting the great builders that you're about to see come on our program and show us their special skills. But make sure and be a Craftsman Club member. You can communicate with me on the Craftsman website, receive their special offers, and have a ton of fun. Craftsman, made to make. Now let's take a peek at the true Craftsman on The Garage with Dennis.
Let's just get that guy right there. Take a flat piece of metal, you can make a little indentation, and I just pull the trigger.
Because I'm going to try to look, learn, and listen while you do it in hands-on.
Screw it down. Otherwise, you just fight. I mean, it's a back and forth fight of like what wants to go on first.
That was actually some of the best parts of the show for me personally also, because I got to take you into their shops for a personal lesson from some of the best in the industry. Now, we definitely, before we close, want to thank Craftsman Made to Make, and of course our friends at Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms. We also want to thank the business departments from The Garage with Dennis, and of course my shoot and edit team that did a great job making me look good on camera. But that comes to the end of the show today, and one of the things I'm not always the best at is doing these in one take. So, whether it's my best or my worst, here you go.
Bloopers, take 1 million.
67 Thunderbird. Ready? All right, sorry everybody, this is the end of the episode of In the Garage. Thank you, Troy Ladd and Hollywood Hot Rods, for letting me come by. Hey, are you a Craftsman Club member?
I am.
Hey, you know what? You got yours in your pocket?
I don't. Well, it's on my desk.
Does it look like this one right here?
It does, except yours says 2010 and mine says 1992.
So you're 1992? Yeah. I'm 2010. I suck. I'm sorry. No, listen. My arms look big when I do that.
Yeah.
This is quite awkward. Normally my wife does this. So no, you can't have a kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's go take a run into the engine group. I was right there.
All right, sticks. You need to do the sticks more over here, closer. Yeah, okay, we're good. Action.
Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. All right. Before we jump on this 5th gen Camaro here at Genitalia, Unique, New York. All right, ready? You can follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages, as well as check out our sponsors, Craftsman, Made to Make, and Performance Oil. All right, let's get started. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure Royal Purple's HPS is recommended for vehicles no longer under their factory warranties. If you're out there seeking a higher level of performance and protection, this oil is... Okay, ready?